Every day we are moving further into this crisis, but it isn't just one dimensional. There are so many levels to this. And if you are actually aware and are knowledgeable about what's happening at the level I'll give you in this video, you're going to be so informed and you'll be able to take advantage of it. You came here for the truth, so let me unveil that for you. My name is David Quintiri, and I have been giving people the download right here for, oh my goodness, it's been since 2011. I've produced well over 4,000 videos, and I have been the most accurate analyst because I am willing to be unliked. It isn't a popularity contest. I lost that a long time ago. In today's video, we are going to talk about a few things. What's happening with the inflation and the fact that people cannot keep up, as you're seeing right here with McDonald's. We are going to look at what happened with the gold. Has it disappeared? And then we're going to look at what's going on with Japan and why this is a signal for why you cannot get away with printing a whole bunch of money. There's a collapse going on in the debt market. You need to know about it. First things first, McDonald's customer cries, "You should be ashamed," after $9 meal surges to $19.60. I believe this has something to do with all the fees and things associated with the delivery, more so than, the order itself. But when you look at what's happening, overall, we are watching the prices of everything going up, and you can't simply make ends meet on the average salary. These things are showing up in other indicators. What about the gold? Because gold has continuously gone up over the years as I've been producing these videos. And there's always been this case of, well, everything is the way it is, and therefore this is what the price should be. But what if it's not? What if there's a big question mark around gold? Scott Bessent has insisted that there's no reason to worry about Fort Knox. The gold's there, right? Well, the quote, "All the gold is there." All the gold is there. Oh, I don't know about you. I don't know about you, but I feel like really confident about that statement. There's actually more in this article here. All links are in the description. But you can see for yourself, there's a lot of theories about what happened. As you can see, visitors get a peek at Fort Knox gold. It's there. It's there, all right. And then we also had looking at further into it, where they, by the way, the last time was like many decades ago, where they actually did an audit. You could see Steve Little Munchkin. He said, this is the funny part of the quote. Like, if you read the quote, it's kind of weird. "Glad gold is safe." Glad gold is safe. Gold is certainly safe. I agree with that. Is the gold all there in Fort Knox? Well, that wasn't answered. Scott Bessent didn't really answer that. There is no audit. It's weird. Like, just like with other things, it's like, well, you have nothing to hide. This is a public thing. Like, the public this would make more confidence. And yes, it would cost money, but you're not doing it very often. They did it like 50 years ago or something. Why not do it again? Like once every 50 years. That's not a big deal, right? I'm sure they could do it pretty fast. But here he is. He's holding that gold bar, and I'm sure he counted all the bars, right? Look, this is why we need to understand, look, what they tell us when there's like safety, security, all these things. No, it's not there. So how do we get around this, and what should we start to focus on? We know the gold is probably not all there, okay? Who knows? It might be tungsten bars. I have no idea. I've never been there. I've never seen an audit, so I can't tell you, okay? But we need to shift our awareness to what's happening right here with Japan. Big deal. Japan, I've argued this with people in the financial industry before. Japan is the model of success for quantitative easing. That's been the repeated thing over and over again. Look, if you do it right, it's all good, because look at their economy. Look at how strong they are as a country, and their currency has held up. So it's obviously not true. But it took like whatever 29 years or something for the stock market to come back to where it was, and the housing market is a disaster, all these different things, because they had this massive bubble. Massive. You can't recover from that. Oh, but the economy is strong. Yeah, 50, I believe the number is 52% plus of the government bonds are owned by the Bank of Japan. It's a ghost town, just like they have those weird villages in Japan where all the people have moved out and there's like dolls in the place. It's like these weird, creepy villages. That's what's happening with their financial system. Do you want to be part of that? Worse than Greece, the debt crisis threatening to blow up the global economy. This is out of the Telegraph. Tremors in Japan's bond market, maybe for warning for a budget-busting financial crunch. This is a big one, as well as this. Japan's bond sell-off is a warning to the world. As yields surge and demand crumbles, Japan is becoming a case study in what happens when investors lose patience with massive deficits. It's not going to happen overnight. It will go down. It's going to come up. These things will occur, but on the long term, you look at that, you zoom out, and you can see for yourself how devastating it is, how terrible this is when you try to print a bunch of money. There's no difference. If we lived in a small village and I said, okay, I'm going to get all this monopoly money right here. I'm going to put my face on it, and I'm going to put $20, $50, $100. Okay, this is going to be the currency. What is it? It's a piece of garbage paper. It's a piece of garbage paper. That's it. And in fact, it's worth less than just regular blank paper because I really can't write on it or draw on it. It's already used up. So it's actually less valuable than the regular white sheet of paper. So I don't like anything to do with the quantitative easing. What does it mean for you? When they do this, they are diluting the pool of available money. So if we had total in the entire economy, there's $100. Okay, let's say there's 100 people and $100. All right. But now I had this brilliant idea. Why don't we make more money? So the 100 of us, we don't have to share $100 to be passed around our little economy. Let's do 1,000. Actually, you know what? Let's do 1,000,000. Let's do 1,000,000,000. Why stop there? Why not a quadrillion, right? And now what happens? We have 100 people in our economy, and we have a quadrillion dollars. Well, I'm the blacksmith. Okay, the blacksmith, you come to me. I know that you have like $50 trillion. Okay, so how much am I going to charge for my task? Am I going to charge you $1 like I would have before? No, I'm going to charge you like 40 trillion. And that's the idea. I'm making a point here is when you bring it to the extreme, the example makes a lot more sense. So when you print money, you dilute the currency, but it does not show up right away. What is interesting about this, very interesting, is that I am seeing people in the Amazon space where I operate, they're starting to talk about it and they're realizing it. So it's taken a long while, but maybe some people are starting to figure it out, smart business owners and things. There has always been this case of what's happening in the economy, and then you get like this really mixed picture. And so you can look at this, I think it's important, where employees are potentially getting paid, they're employed, right? But they're underemployed. They want to be working full-time, they're only working part-time. All these different things. Or they're working at McDonald's when really they're a lawyer, like different things like this. And when you start to calculate those numbers, it's way, way different than the official unemployment rate suggests. The official unemployment rate at the time of this recording is like 4.2% in the United States. And the real like underemployed number, depending on which metric you use, it could be more like 7%. It could be more like over 20%, depending on the level you're using. And I think it's important to realize the economy isn't what it is. The gold isn't what it is. The bond market isn't what it is. Everything is just don't disturb it. Just don't disturb it. Don't open that. You open that closet door and everything comes and blasts you in the face because there's so much stuff in there. But if you leave that closet door closed, everything's all good. But what lurks behind, that's the problem. Okay. What will happen? What will happen? Well, the fact remains is that the globalist elite will own more and more and more. The worse position you are in, and your children, your grandchildren, and everyone else, well, they can't afford the home and they realize, yeah, you know what? Why do I even need to? I can just rent. I could rent. I don't even need a vehicle. I'm going to have the cyber taxi pick me up. I don't need to own my phone. I just borrow it. Right? That's the new thing. Like, it's just, oh, I'll just pay the payment plan. And then at the end of the 2 years, I'll get a new phone. Oh, what a great deal. You don't even own a phone anymore. Land is owned by increasingly few. You can point to certain people like, the Billy G's and others out there, and they are amassing a lot of land. But regardless, it's held into fewer and fewer hands, and we're going to see the black stones and black rocks that, take more and more and more of this. That is the ultimate goal. Okay, when you look at the numbers out there, it doesn't matter what stats. I'm just showing this is inflation and the fact that it's technically going down. This is never going to be representative of what you experience as an individual. So keep that in mind. All of these stats, anything you hear about the unemployment numbers, anything you hear about gold and the bond market and the financial system and the unemployment, they're not like, do you feel that? Do you feel that prices are going down? Of course not. Oh, but it's the inflation percentage, which is like, oh, it's going up, but it's going up less than it was before. It's not representative of what you experience. Let's keep that in mind. And now you stay to the end. Ah, wonderful, wonderful. So you get to learn the big things. Only those who stay to the end get the big deal. Well, those on the Finance Friday get the real deal. But look at this. Nuclear making a comeback in the US and Europe. This is the big deal right here, right now. I've been screaming about nuclear since 2020. I've been saying this is the big, and then the whole time, not everybody, but many people are saying this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. He doesn't know, he's useless. Let's watch Meet Kevin, Meerkat Kevin. And when I see that kind of thing, it's kind of unusual. But anyway, here is something so important because I've been talking about it for a while and specifically saying that they are going to do this. They are going to go back into nuclear, and this is around the time when ESG and all that was popular. European nations such as Denmark, Spain, and Germany are signaling renewed openness to advanced reactor technologies. You can see that there's a targeting of quadrupling of nuclear capacity in the US by 2050, and they're going further and further. China plans major nuclear expansion with 10 new reactors. They will be producing more nuclear than the whole world probably combined in the next little while if they keep going in the way they are. Everybody is going nuclear. Where are they going to get the uranium from? Where are they going to get all of the things that are required to build these facilities, which don't just come up overnight? Okay, the small, nuclear reactors, modular nuclear reactors, those can be brought online sooner. But still, these are big. This is a big deal. It's a big project, right? And I'm looking at all of the, Microsoft and Amazon and all these different companies. They are going to have these small modular nuclear reactors, and those. All of this, the whole thing, the AI, everything, it's all very bullish for nuclear if we make the assumption that there will be continued growth. That's a big assumption, right? Message of the day, do not believe the stats that we see. The economy is a mixed bag, but you've got to take action for yourself. You have to take action for yourself. I talked about some of that today. I don't like to be outward and straightforward on the videos so much, just because if you're not willing to read between the lines, then I'm not here to spoon feed anybody. So I hope that people will look into the data for themselves, be able to dig this up, be able to understand what's happening. If you want the absolute best information possible, the people in the Finance Friday get that. And yes, there is a time commitment there because it's like over 2 hours every Friday, but you're getting the best of the best. So if you want to join that, if you're curious about joining it, just email me. There's a video, themoneygps.com/live. You could see what that is all about. It's changed over the years. It's much better, actually, if you were in the original group. I still have people that have been in there for, I mean, it's going to come on 2 years now, actually. Crazy how time flies in a few months. You know, we're just a group of friends, basically, that hang out on the Friday night. So I love that. And, you know, I hope that you will join. It's where you're going to get the best possible information. So I want you to be there. Okay. If you want to support this video, hit that thumbs up button. I got a video coming up soon. We're going to be talking all about debt, how people are getting into debt, the big mistakes of that. So I'm going to try to bring that out within the next week as well. I've been slowly preparing that one too. Thank you for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care.